A crow lays an egg. 3 weeks later, it hatches. Within a couple months, it's flying, hunting, fully independent. An eagle, even faster in some ways, egg to sky in a matter of months. Now look at a human baby. It can't lift its own head for weeks, can't walk for a year, can't survive alone for years after that. Same planet, same basic goal. Make the next generation. One species lays an egg and moves on within weeks. The other spends years just to get a baby standing upright. So why did birds bet on speed, and humans bet on almost everything else? This isn't a small biological quirk, it's one of the most fundamental splits in how life on Earth reproduces. Egg-laying is everywhere. Birds, reptiles, fish, insects, vast majority of species on this planet use it. Live birth. The way humans do it is the rare exception. Expensive, slow, biologically demanding in a way egg-laying simply isn't. And evolution doesn't keep expensive strategies around by accident. If they both still exist today, both must actually work, just built on completely opposite bets. One strategy says, produce many, invest little, let nature sort out who survives. The other says, produce few, invest everything, protect that investment at enormous cost. Two totally different answers to the exact same problem. How do you make sure your species survives another generation? From the animal's perspective, laying eggs makes brutal, efficient sense. A single crow can lay several eggs in one clutch. Each one costs relatively little to produce. If a predator finds the nest, or the weather turns, or one egg simply fails, the loss is real, but not catastrophic. There are still others, and once the eggs are laid, the parent isn't trapped. A mother bird can keep flying, keep hunting, keep feeding herself. Almost immediately after laying, the offspring develops outside her body, using stored nutrients packed into the egg itself. Not a continuous draining connection to her. This is a number strategy. Produce enough offspring and losing some doesn't threaten the whole line. Let natural selection filter out the weak ones early, cheaply, before much has been invested at all. It's not cruel. It's efficient. And for the vast majority of species on Earth, it's worked for hundreds of millions of years. Mammals made a completely different wager. Instead of many offspring, cheaply produced, mammals shifted toward far fewer offspring, each one carrying an enormous investment. The core innovation was the placenta. Instead of packing nutrients into a shell and releasing the offspring into the world, mammals kept development happening inside the body. A direct, continuous connection between mother and offspring. Nutrients delivered constantly. Protection built in literally by staying inside her, no shell to crack, no nest to raid, no egg left vulnerable in the open while a parent hunts elsewhere. The trade-off was real. This costs the mother enormously. Energy, mobility, time. She can't simply lay the investment down and walk away. She carries it quite literally until it's ready, but in exchange the offspring arrives further along, more developed, better protected through the most fragile stage of life. Mammals didn't abandon eggs because they couldn't make them anymore. Evolution simply found a strategy that traded speed and quantity for protection and quality. Here's the part that breaks the rule you probably assumed was absolute. Not every mammal gave up eggs. 2. Animals never made that switch. The platypus and the echidna both are mammals, both have fur, both produce milk for their young, and both still lay eggs. To this day, they're called monotremes, the only mammal branch that split off before live birth ever evolved. While every other mammal line moved toward the placenta, these two didn't. They kept the ancient strategy going, right alongside fur, right alongside milk. A strange mix of old and new, still alive today. So the next time someone says, mammals don't lay eggs, they're almost right. Almost. Now think about human babies specifically. Compared to almost any other mammal, human infants are absurdly helpless. A baby horse stands within hours of being born. A human baby can't even hold up its own head. That's not a flaw. It's the logical endpoint of the same strategy mammals chose over eggs. Humans pushed it further than almost any other species. Our brains are large. Too large to fully develop before birth without danger to the mother, so evolution made a trade. Deliver the baby earlier, less developed, and finish that development after birth instead. That's why human infancy lasts so long. Why a baby needs constant care just to survive the first year. You weren't born ready because no human ever has been. You were born as part of the same bet every mammal makes, just at the most extreme end of the scale. We tend to frame this as humans losing something. No shell, no egg, no fast, simple start to life. But that's the wrong way to see it. Humans didn't lose the ability to lay eggs. Evolution made a specific, deliberate trade: give up speed, give up numbers, in exchange for offspring with bigger brains, more capability, and a much higher chance of surviving into adulthood. So picture that crow again. Egg to independence in a matter of weeks. Now picture a human baby. Years of complete dependence before any of that even begins. Neither one is the better strategy. They're just two different bets, both still working, played out across millions of years. The crow bet on speed. We bet on everything else. If this changed how you see a human baby, subscribe.